The dueling events overnight. Journalists, celebrities, and political pros gathering in Washington for the White House Correspondents' Dinner, while President Trump did a little bit of counter-programming.
He certainly did. He skipped the event for the second year in a row, instead traveling to a very different Washington, Michigan, which is just north of Detroit. Some supporters there calling for the president to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for the apparent progress towards peace that we have seen in North Korea in recent days.
Back at the dinner in Washington, D.C., a much less hospitable environment. Some of the jokes quite harsh. You can see the awkward looks on the face of the White House spokesperson, Sarah Sanders. ABC's John Carl was right there next to her. We're going to hear from him, his observations in a moment. We start here, though, with ABC's Tara Palmieri, who's in Washington covering both events. Tara, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan and Paula. It's been a tradition since Calvin Coolidge for the president to attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner. But President Trump has his own tradition of skipping it, and it was probably for the best because the comedian Michelle Wolf was brutal, taking shots at the president and his staff, who did not seem amused.
Welcome to the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
It's a tale of two Washingtons. As hundreds of journalists and White House staffers gathered in a Washington ballroom, President Trump was back on the trail.
Hello, Michigan. Hello, Michigan.
Skipping D.C.'s biggest media event for the second year in a row to rally with his supporters.
I was invited to another event tonight, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. But I'd much rather be in Washington, Michigan than in Washington, D.C. right now.
But Trump's administration was in attendance. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders and Kellyanne Conway making an appearance, all in the room while the president and his top staffers were roasted.
She burns facts, and then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye. Like, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's lies. It's probably lies.
Comedian Michelle Wolf getting personal.
If a tree falls in the woods, how do we get Kellyanne under that tree? I love you as Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale.
And drawing criticism, Trump tweeted this morning calling the event a very big, boring bust, saying the so-called comedian really, quote, bombed. In Michigan, the president calling the event phony.
These people, they hate your guts, shot, and then I'm supposed to...
Snubbing the media and calling out Democrats.
The Democrats don't care about our military. They don't. They don't care, and they don't care about our borders. And I don't think they care much about crime.
Singling out Democratic Senator John Tester for opposing White House physician Ronnie Jackson's nomination for VA Secretary.
Well, I know things about Tester that I could say, too. And if I said them, he'd never be elected again.
And not missing a chance to take a shot at former FBI Director James Comey.
Comey's a liar and a leaker.
The president urged his supporters to vote in the upcoming midterm elections.
We need to elect more Republicans so we can protect our cities, defend our borders, grow our economy.
President Trump also criticizing media coverage of Kim Jong-un's historic meeting with South Korean President Moon.
Now, they were saying, what do you think President Trump had to do with it? I'll tell you what. Like, how about everything?
And his supporters seeming to agree. Already chanting for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel.
President Trump gave a timeline for the summit at the rally. He said it would likely happen in the next 3 to 4 weeks. The location is yet to be set, but President Trump is already tempering expectations. He said he'd be willing to walk if North Korea doesn't agree to denuclearize. Dan?
Although it does sound like he likes the ring of Nobel.
He certainly does.
Tara, thank you very much.
Tara.
Tara Palmieri.